On this episode of the Nugget Project, we're going to build an engine, get it sealed, and get the car running in 3 days. G'day guys, well it is 9 PM on a Thursday. I just finished my week up with Street Machine. We just put out 2 Superman videos. So we've got one coming out Friday and we've got one coming out Monday. So I am done for work for the week. Now, it's time to get stuck into all of this. Now before I start, a few people have messaged, on the last 2 videos, so they're going, chin up and you'll be right and all that sort of stuff. 100%, and I'm sorry if I seemed a bit down in those videos. The first one, actually both of them, I was just very tired. So for anybody that has 2 kids under 3 years old and runs their own business, you'll understand. I'm just a bit tired at night when I film. So I'm sorry if I don't seem my usual enthusiastic self, just pretty beat at the moment. And then when I got the news about this and having to do all this with the car and everything, I was a bit bummed, not gonna lie to you, but I'm not blaming anyone, I'm just gonna do it. Okay, so anyway, where are we at? Well, this week, while I've been working with Scotty at Street Machine, I have been gathering tools and parts and everything to get everything sorted for Saturday. So as I said, it is Thursday night, just got home, put the kids to bed, had dinner, I'm now in the garage and I am gonna do some prep work. So I need to get everything prepped for the engine sealer Saturday morning. It's gonna be here at 9 AM, so I've got a bit of time tomorrow. I've got to do stuff in the afternoon, but I've got tomorrow, Friday morning, and then engine guy here is here on Saturday. So the things I need to do, I've got my head over here on the bench. So that's the new head of the new engine, and we've got our new engine here. So we're gonna be using both those, and then I've got boxes of parts and stuff everywhere. Basically what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pick the best part out of all the stuff, and I'm gonna line up all the parts I need. I'm gonna clean everything, because I can't put together a dirty engine. It's disgusting. I can't bear when people do that. Even though I'm short on time, I don't care. I've got 4 exhaust manifolds to choose from, so I'm just gonna find the best one that's not cracked, clean that up. And yeah, go from there. So one of the main things, obviously the reason we couldn't use this engine that's hanging down here, which you can't see, is because of that cracked main cap. Oh my God, I can't even talk tonight. Cracked main cap, not crap. Cap, what is crap? And so, I don't know if I explained this quite well enough in the last video, but to fix that engine, I would have to get another main cap for that engine, but it has to be line board, basically line honed, and it'll need new bearings. It's not the sort of thing where you can just get another cap and put it on because the tolerances won't be right. There's a chance it may be, but there's a very big chance it won't be, which means it'll be too loose, too tight, whatever, so you just can't do it, okay? So what am I gonna do with that engine? I don't know yet. I'm gonna slap the head back on it, cover it in Glad wrap and stick it in a corner somewhere, and that is future Matt's problem. This one will be good to go. So what I did is, let me show you. So I organized this. So I went and saw legendary engine builder Les Small. So if you go on the race car for sales page and you look at every 3rd race car, they will have a Les Small racing engine in it. This guy's a legend. He's built winning engines for Bathurst cars, all sorts of stuff. And he's extremely hard to track down. I Googled the hell and I found an old phone number, it was disconnected. Ended up finding a business name, but it was his old business name. Then I found his new business name, and I finally found some weird web page that had his mobile number, and I gave him a call. And I said, dude, I need you to do this for me. And he goes, yeah, no worries, just drop it off in the morning. So this morning, I took off my main cap off that engine, dropped it off. There was a dude there from a race team, wasn't one of his employees, and he goes, yeah, I'll give it to Les. I'm like, all right, left my phone number. And then I get a text message at lunchtime going, it's done. I'm like, holy crap. So I swung by after work and I met Les, and he gave me this. So if it'll focus on that, this is my main cap. Let me get out of the way so it doesn't face focus on me. So this is the main cap off that engine, and what he's done is he's machined the top flat and then put this girdle on it, and then has got some 2 brand new ARP long bolts, and that means that sucker ain't cracking. So that's our solution. So oh God, don't kick things. So yeah, I've got that now. Awesome. So the bottom end of this engine should be nice and strong. I'll bolt that on soon. I just wanted to show you guys before I bolted it on. So that is awesome. So thank you very much to Les. I doubt he's ever going to see this. He seems like he's a bit of an enigma on the internet. But thank you very much for Les for smashing out so quick, being reasonably priced. And while I was there, he also showed me around the workshop, showed me a few cool little XL engine things. I was like, man, this is sick. And I asked him about lifters. And he showed me his process for reconditioning lifters and stuff. Like, man, it was really cool. So thank you, Les. That's awesome. So we got that. Also, at lunchtime, bear with me, I found a local mob that does Nason spare parts. Now, we are allowed to use Nason aftermarket parts in the XLs. And I got us a new timing chain. So there's the chain that links the two cams together, and that is a brand new one from Nason. So a lot of people say the genuine Hyundai ones are better. Probably are. I rang around, couldn't get one, so we're going to go with the Nason one. But I do have a genuine chain guide, which I got ages ago. So that is good. And the very last thing we've got, hold that thought, we got some tools from my work. So I work in the Carnage workshop for Street Machine, filming with Scotty Taylor. I said to Scotty, can I borrow some tools? So he has lent me a ring compressor, because I'm going to have to pull a piston rod out of this for the dude who wants to check it out, even though he can easily look inside and see that it is a wrecker engine, but he wants me to pull it out. Fair enough. So I will need a ring compressor to get that piston back in. So he lent me that, thank you very much. And also a very nice ARP deck bridge and ARP gauge. So what I can do is I can check the deck on this, check the squish on the head, and figure out if I can run that thinner head gasket safely without anything clashing or whacking or anything like that. So anyway, I do have the tools there to do it. So thank you very much to Scotty for lending those to me and Adam for showing me how to do it. So that is a job for either tonight or tomorrow. And also I got some lapping sticks and lapping paste. So what that is for people that don't know is the valves, where the valves sit inside the head, that seal has to be perfect. Now, over the years, you get a bit of carbon buildup or little bits of pitting from corrosion and stuff like that. What you can do is, once the valve is disconnected from the spring, take the spring out, you can put these sticks on. Let me show you the stick. So these guys, they're just wooden sticks with suction cups on the bottom. And you just put the valve on there, and there's a method to it, but basically spin the valve with this little bit of fine paste. It's a fine grip paste, almost like grey toothpaste. And it'll just grind that seat in just to make it nice and smooth. And you want to use a fine paste, and you can overlap valves. Like, you don't want that where it sits to be a big area. Bigger surface areas don't hold as much pressure. You want a sharp area. So that spring really pushes down and seals the piston for a bigger squeeze, bang, blow. Thursday night, I'm gonna clean everything. Tomorrow's Friday, we're gonna check the deck, do the squish, do the head, drill all the holes for the sealing, which I will show you because a lot of people have requested that. And then see what old mate's like on Saturday, get it all sealed. And if I get any more time Saturday, put this in. Otherwise, I've got my mate Brad hopefully coming over Sunday, and we're gonna try and smash this all back together, back in here, and hopefully by Sunday afternoon, I'm gonna start this car and take it for a little spin around the block, hopefully. Anyway, check back with me tomorrow. Alrighty, we're back to GoPro because I can't be stuffed getting the real camera out. It's about 11 o'clock. We've got our new center cap in with the brace from Les Small, so that's awesome. It looks good, it's all torqued up, ready to go. I have pulled all the valves out of the head. They're not bad, they need to clean up, but also I've got new valve stem seals, so I want to put them in. So at the moment I've got a blade and I'm cleaning up the surface of the head, but it's a bit crummy in here. It's not too bad. I said the outside's filthy, but just this carbon buildup I want to try and clean out, so I'm going to get some brushes in there, just give it all a good scrub up, all good clean, and I'll put new valve stem seals in, and then I want to lap all the valves in. You can't see it on the camera, but they've been sitting there for a while. They could do with a little bit of a lap. I don't think I'll get around to that tonight. Right now it's just cleaning. Yeah, that's me. Anyway, I'm going to keep doing that. Alrighty, quick update. So I'm cleaning all the valves. So the intake valves, oh, this camera's terrible, but the intake valves are all cleaned and all done. I'm just doing the exhaust now. So have a look at that. That is a stock exhaust valve that is pretty filthy, and that is one that I've cleaned up. Much better, gets all the junk off it. They were filthy, and it's just stopping airflow, so nice and smooth, lots more air. So what I'm doing, don't cringe at this, I've been recommended this by a few mechanics. Basically, pop the valve in the drill, and then we just use a Scotch-Brite pad, and don't push hard, you just let the Scotch-Brite do the work, and it basically spins and takes all the junk off. And it works! It's good, and obviously the metal's hardened, so it's not going to do any damage. Yeah, there's a little bit of pitching on some of these valves, which I'm not stoked about, but anyway, well, hopefully we can clean it up when we lap them in. So I'll finish cleaning these valves. The exhaust takes so long, and then I'll get stuck into cleaning the head. Okay, skip ahead a bit. It is 2 AM and we're going okay. So I'm cleaning everything. The head was filthy. It is now scrubbed really nice and clean. I went through with 2 cans of brake cleaner and a bunch of petrol. I've got a mess bloody everywhere. But all the valves are cleaned up, which is great. And I've lapped in all the intake valves. They were a little bit manky. I'm going to have to do the exhaust valves, but I'm now way too tired to do that. So I'm gonna hit the sack. But it's a good start for tomorrow. So yeah, that's it. We'll lap in the exhaust valves, put them in, and then I can put all the springs in. I got to leave 2 out for old mate to have a look. So whatever, I'll just pick 2 and leave an intake and exhaust out. Yeah, that's it. Anyway, I'll see you in the morning. Good morning. I completely forgot to film when I came in here, but I've been in here since about 8 and it's going well. So I gave the head a bit more of a clean up, cleaned the exhaust ports, and ready to go in. All the intake valves are in, bar one which I have to keep out for old mate to check. But yeah, they're all in. All the keepers are in, good to go, and then I can just pop that one in once he's had a measure, and I'll do the same with one of the exhaust valves. I'll leave that out. But they are all lapped in, so they're nice and seated properly. Should be good. Honestly, just even cleaning all this crap off this engine is going to make it so much better. And as I said, it's a lot newer. So anyway, going well. Check back with me in a few hours. Alrighty, it is 1:30 and where are we at? I have to pack up soon because I've got to drive my wife to the optometrist. She can't drive after she gets her eyes fixed. So I'll go do that. So what we've done, the head is all back together. All the valves are lapped in. The exhaust valves were a little bit rough, but they're looking pretty good now. Honestly, so much of this is cleaning, just cleaning carbon out of ports and just lots of cleaning. Cams are all ready to go, caps are all laid out, all good. My feeler gauge exploded. Got our new chain. And also, I didn't show you it, but I measured up we've got the deck bridge here from work, from Street Machine, and I've measured all the pistons at top dead center, both sides, done a bunch of measurements. I've got all my measurements over here, and if my mass is correct, I can run the thinner head gasket. That's where we're at. I've just shoved the other engine over here for now. I still need to pillage one of the sensors off this sensor here. That's for my 1 gauge. So that sensor is for my 1 gauge, and that oil filter is brand new, so I'm going to take that off and put that on the new engine. And I need to wash this down. It is filthy. You can see all the crud. So I've got the tray under there, and when I get back tonight, I will give that a petrol bath and clean it all off. Yeah, we're not doing too bad. Not doing too bad. So I'm going to go and have a shower, go run some errands, and we'll be back. So I'm back in the shed. It's 8 o'clock. Unfortunately, all that took a lot longer than I wanted it to. I've been in here for about an hour and just done some other things. So something that everyone has been asking is, where do you drill to seal engines? Let me show you. So on the block, this is our block. It is in the same orientation as the car. So if you're looking in the car, imagine we're sitting in the driver's seat. That's the clutch. That's the timing gear, okay, so it's that way around. This is the back of the block. So this is where your induction manifold would come up. And this bit here, if you can see that, there's this little lump. Now this is all in the rules and regulations manual, so there's pictures of this, but it's easier to see obviously. So next to piston 4, there's this lump that sticks out, and you just drill through that at an angle. So what I did to make it easier is I drilled in, and I drilled that one. I started drilling it, and then I just kind of got a bit of an angle on it and went, yep, and that's now joined. So that one needs to tag onto the head, so we're on the head. So this head is on the same orientation, so you imagine you pick the head up, drop it down there, it's the same orientation. So this is where the induction manifold bolts on. This is all your timing gear, and this is where you drilled a little bit. So there's the lump sticking out underneath the bottom stud on your induction manifold. And it's very easy, obviously don't drill in too far or you hit this water channel or oil channel, sorry. And yeah, just drill through there. I use a 3mm bit just to give a bit of room. I think you only need a 2 or 2.5. I do a 3mm just to give some clearance. So that is that one. Now, on the cam gear, so inside the head, let me drop the head down. Yeah, it's the same thing. This is all our cam gear here. That goes in exactly the same way, like that, in that orientation. So you've got your 2 cogs that go there, and your chain loops around. And it's these 2 bolts. So we've got these are your cam caps here, and they sit on there and there. And if you have a look, I've got these drilled here. Let me pull this bolt out here. So there is a hole through that guy. And exactly the same with that one there. And when they're in the head, they just do a loop, they do a cable loop through there, lock them together. It means you can't get the cams or anything out. Okay, so it's just those 2. Now, these are hardened steel. These are tough. So make sure you drill slowly, use plenty of cutting oil, and you'll be able to drill through them okay. So that's what's needed for those 2. That's that one. And then there is another one. So once again, our block, this is the driver's sides. This is all our timing gear down here. Now, please ignore this bracket. This is the bracket I use to hang my brake ducts off. I'm hoping that's not going to be a problem for them because I don't see why it should be. But it's this bolt and this bolt right next to it. It's just these 2 bolts here. So these are the bolts for, this is the oil pump. And I've just drilled, you can see I've drilled a hole through that one. I've drilled a hole through that one. And they just loop a cable and a tag through that. And that's it. So that's all the engine bolts. Now, last one, gearbox, this guy. And I've still got my tag on here because it was sealed. Anyway, there's our sealing tag to say it's untampered. And it's just these 2 bolts here, and it's easy to know. So that's your drain plug. And then you've got the bolt, you've got a spare hole, and then you've got a bolt. Very easy. So if you look at it from here, super easy. So that's the passenger side. Sorry, the gearbox is the wrong way around. But this is the passenger side. And it's just those 2 bolts there. Once again, there's pictures in the manual. Just drill, and then that tag will go through like that. And this is exactly the same tag they use inside the cams. I think they use a slightly different one on the engine now, but that's it. So, pretty simple. As for where I'm up to, the block is clean. I cleaned the top of the pistons off because they were filthy. I've measured up my deck and everything. I'll figure out a gasket that's going to work for that. Unfortunately, the thin one was just a bit too thin, and I would have had the pistons tapping on the head, which is not good. Yeah, that's all I've got to say about that. All right, thanks for watching, guys. I'll check back with you after this guy has come and sealed this engine. Okie dokie, 9:15. Old mate should be here in 15 minutes. Fingers crossed he just plays ball, because there's nothing in this that shouldn't be fine. So if he finds a weird measurement, I don't know, you got to blame Hyundai 23 years ago. Here's hoping this all goes smoothly. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you a sealed race engine. We're all good. We're all good. So, we've got our tag there. We have our tag here. So, all you wanted to see where it was, there you go. And this one down here, don't mind my bracket. That's just for my, what do you call it, brake ducting. But yep, that's where that tag goes. So, we've got the 1, 2, and 3 tags. Everything is torqued down. It's actually quite nerve-wracking because you got to, like, putting heads on and stuff like that, for somebody like me that doesn't do it very often, I really have to kind of concentrate. I want to do it right. So when you've got a guy there sort of waiting, it's a bit, he went into the gearbox while I put the head on, which is good, but a lot of this stuff, it's a bit nerve-wracking, you know, like I'm trying to do it properly and carefully, and then when somebody's kind of waiting and they're on the clock, it's a bit nerve-wracking. But anyway, it's done, so it's all good. I've got everything torqued up properly. Head gasket's in there, all the cams are torqued down, they're good to go. The only thing I've got to do is the bottom end. I just need to torque the rods down because I had to pop a piston out and do all that. Anyway, that's good, and the gearbox is done, so same, he's put a new seal on it, but that's the seal down there. So he's tested that, that's all good. I have my logbook and my seal sheet, so basically from the future, you need one of these. It has to say Sarah up the top there. And that is us, that is now legal. So, little less stress now. And now we can put this all back together. So I've got to go and do stuff this afternoon. We've got an open for inspection for our house because the assholes are selling it on us. So I have to clean the house and let people traipse through our house, which is just dandy. I love that. And we're going to go look at a house ourselves, which has a 4-car garage. But we'll see. Yeah, and then we'll come back and we'll, clean engine bays and slap all the new parts in this, new water pump, new timing belt, new everything. And then that can all go in the car and then we go win Bathurst. No, but it should be good. I think this engine's going to be good. Anyway, check back later. We'll probably check in tomorrow and see where we're going. You. Good morning, gang. It's Sunday morning. I think about 10 o'clock or something. I've been in here for an hour or so and I've put the oil pickup back on and sealed the sump. And so today is to get everything bolted on and back in the car. I think I've got a couple of mates coming over, so I won't bore you with the details. You might set up a time lapse or something. I don't know. Otherwise, I'll check back in with you when that is in there. Okay, it's sometime. What time is it? It's 1 o'clock. I'm in here and I've got help. I've got Benry's here. Remember Benry's? Hello. Yeah, so Benry's is here ripping old insulation out of there. We don't need it. And walking up the driveway from lunch is Bertie. Hi, Bertie. Yo. Bertie's here cleaning stuff and helping out, so cleaning manifolds and all the bits that need to be bolted on. And my brother-in-law, Craig. Hey, Craig. How's it going? Craig is also helping clean, so that's amazing. That's really helping me out. The engine's looking good. I've got all the timing gear on. I tested it all. It is fine. I'm just now putting the thermostat on, so thermostat housing, new pipes, new water pump, all that stuff. Basically going to put this engine as much together as possible and then put it on the crane, put the new clutch on. I don't know, all those things. Let's do it. Thanks, boys. Alrighty gang, it's 7 PM. The engine's in. I had to go and deal with the kids, so I've been here for a bit. But yeah, engine's in and honestly there's not a whole heap to do. Just gotta connect up the wiring loom, put the drive shafts back in, bolt the exhaust up, and then just lots of little bits, you know, like plug leads and drop the radiator in and stuff like that, but not a whole heap. I was kind of hoping to start it today, but also I want to let that sealant on the sump set properly. Word on the street is it takes about 12 hours. It's probably been close to that now, but I'm just going to leave it overnight, let it set properly, throw some fluids in it tomorrow, and yeah, start it, and I hope it works. I know it's only a little engine, and this isn't a huge job for a lot of people, but I'm not a mechanic. I'm learning this stuff as I go, and it's a lot of work for me. So to have this all out and basically rebuilt and starting from scratch, you know, I didn't do the bottom end, but still there's quite a bit of work involved in this. So especially when I'm kind of doing it at nights and stuff like that. Anyway, thanks to Craig and Bertie for hanging around. They helped me get the engine in, get the box on that stuff, and clean a bunch of stuff. And thank you to Benry's who helped me like take out that old insulation. We've got all this old insulation here. It's actually quite heavy. So I'm going to stick that in a bag and weigh it. I reckon there's a bit of weight there, so weight saved is good. There's still a bit more stuck behind the brake booster there, but I'm going to have to pull the booster out to get it out, and I just don't want to do that right now, to be honest. So Anyway, we'll check back in tomorrow. I've got a little bit of time tomorrow, so I'm going to connect all this up, throw some fluids in it, try and crank it, see what it does. Please work. Okay guys, it is Monday. I have the car back together, so everything is back in. All the wiring is done. Got our intake back in, the drive shafts are in. I filled it up with oil, I filled it up with gearbox oil, I filled it up with water, but obviously it needs to be bled. Yeah. This is a nerve-wracking part. For anyone that hasn't sort of done engine work or anything like this, this is the nerve-wracking part. The first start, making sure, think about all those things you could have done wrong. Let's just do it. Legitimately, this is the first start. I have not touched the key. I just reconnected the battery, so I'll set up the camera, we'll give it a go. Alright, here goes nothing. Like that. Hell yes. This is good. Okay, so it's very ticky. For those of you who don't know, these run a hydraulic tappet, so the bit that goes in between the valve and the cam lobes, they were all soft. So this engine had been sitting for a long time without running, and even though all those hydraulic tappets are in good condition, they have all the oil's drained out of them, so they take a while for the oil to pump back up. So oil's got to be pressurized, pumped into there. It can take a little while for it all pump up and recycle. So I'm not worried about that for now. I think once it all warms up, it's had a bit of a run. Pretty standard for XLs to be ticky. Obviously this is a bit tickier than usual. But it works. I've never heard this engine run, obviously. We pulled it out that wrecker car at Jolly's in Geelong. How long ago? A year ago? And I didn't even know if it worked, and she sounds good. Yeah, apart from the ticky, it's pretty good. So I'll just check the oil now, make sure the oil level's good, and then we'll run it up to temp, get the thermostat open, bleed the cooling system. I think we're good, people. Oh, so glad it started and works. Alrighty, I've been running it for about sort of 10 minutes now, and you can hear the engine's way quieter already. All those tappets have now pumped up. There's one that's still a little ticky, but it'll get there. Usually you need to go for a bit of a drive because your oil pressure is only sitting at about 40, 50 psi, but once you're out on track, it's like 80, you know, so it pushes oil in those tappets a bit better, but already heaps better. I'm really working on cooling this system, bleeding this system. Still see we're getting air bubbles every now and again. Obviously completely fresh build, there wasn't a drop of water in it, so all the little nooks and crannies, I want to make sure all the air gets out of there, but runs. Sounds good too. So that's us done, guys. I've just got to put the bonnet back on this thing, and then I've got to get it off to Adam Macro to set up the suspension, and then we're going to go do a test day. I think I've got a date at Winton I want to hit, and we'll go and test this thing out and see how it goes. But I'm pretty happy with that engine. It sounds mint. It was very ticky at the start, but just all the tappets were empty. Now it's all warmed up and everything. She sounds great. Everything looks good. There's not a single drop of oil or fluid or anything. It's just doing what it's supposed to. So, pretty wrapped. That was a pretty big spanner in the works, as you can imagine. Like, I thought the car was kind of ready to go, and then engine out, and then found out that that engine's buggered. Built the new engine, and hopefully this engine's better. You know, I've given it every chance. It's all scrubbed out, flapped in the valves. You got, I just think it's, yeah, it should be a better engine. It's much younger. But anyway, we'll see. Only time will tell. But I've got my new exhaust coming this week from Mish's XL Garage, so can't wait to show you that one. They are sick. I drove Aaron's car in the Enduro in South Australia with that thing, and it sounds like a little European rally car. It just pops and bangs and farts and sounds like an angry bumblebee on cocaine. It's sick. So can't wait to get that in. That should be here in the next 2 days. Other than that, I'm going to close this video out, but thank you for watching. Sorry it wasn't that interesting. Sorry I didn't show you a lot of the stuff. I really just need to get it done, so I just gave you these little quick snippet updates, and hopefully that's enough for you guys for now. Yeah, we'll come back, do the exhaust, do all those things, and we're inching very, very close to Bathurst, guys. What do we got? 25 days to go. Anyway, thank you for watching, and thank you for all the messages and support. It's been brilliant. She's live. Hopefully it all goes well on track. It sounds good. I can't foresee any problems, but you never know. Race cars, huh? Cool. All right, we'll see you in the next video.